Alright, I just touched down in Boston. I am gonna meet up with my buddy Q and we're gonna figure this shit out. So, some exciting stuff on the way. Stay tuned. Alright, I just got back from Boston and I flew out there for Fan Expo. I met a buddy of mine, vended at his table, the two of us. We had a great show. And if you want to hear more about the story and people I ran into, stuff like that, go follow me on Instagram, where I posted a series of Tales from the Hunts where I talk about, day by day my travels and people I ran into and stories and artists I met and other dealers and stuff like that. So, want to hear more about the actual show? Go check that out. This, however, is the books I bought. I bought about a short box of stuff, so we'll jump right into it. The stuff I bought off of MacMan and Crew is the first lot of books I think I paid for. The first lot of books we'll talk about. And I think I paid 20 or 30 bucks. I want to say 30 bucks for everything. So, I'm talking about we had, I believe this was in their dollar bin. $5, something like that. X-Men 150. This is Origin of Magneto. It's the first time that you dive into Magneto's origin back then in Auschwitz. He's related as like a Jewish character. Ultra Mega number 1 was in the dollar bin. This is like an $8 cover price. It's a great read. I really like Ultra Mega a lot. And it's technically their first appearance, technically. Miles Morales 19 is one of those clone issues. Marvel 242. For some reason, I always buy this book. I don't know why. I love that Cosmic Cube cover. House of Mystery 312. An early vampire issue, technically, I guess. I don't know. Origin Thirst for Vengeance is another great read from the modern era. Strange Academy 15. This is something I could definitely see them optioning, by the way, in the future. This first appearance of Gaslamp. Definitely a villain that is in contention for that Strange Academy show they're talking about doing. Thunderbolts number 1. It's always a good book to pick up. It's actually in a Mylar, which is nice. But, new lineup, cool cover, easy book to sell and buy. DC Marvel Access number 1. It's another thing where, I always pick these up. If you sell the set, great. If you sell the one, you always get $5 or $10 for it. Devil Dinosaur number 6. Pick this up for the PC, a little Whitman variant there. Marvel Fear number 4. Awesome Doctor Strange issue, pretty clean cover. And Batman 253, the Shadow crossover, which, that's always pretty cool. So pick that up off of the MacMan Crew for a pretty gnarly deal. And then, there's a couple of people that had books like this one setup. I don't know exactly what they were selling. They were selling something else, but they had some boxes underneath their table. So for $2, I got a Puppet Master issue and a Kolchak issue I needed. So that was cool. I did hit up Artist Alley briefly. I got to talk to, of course, Danny, was it Schlitz? Yeah, Schlitz. And I picked up this awesome print off him, Battle Planets. Got him to sign it down there. And I was actually on the hunt. And I didn't know who I was on the hunt for. Someone told me that there's a Battle Chasers artist that was there. And I remember the series. I'm not ultra familiar with the series. I know a little bit about it. But a buddy of mine's a huge fan of it. So I ran and got a copy. And I, wanted whoever it was to sign it for me. Well, I started talking to Danny Schlitz, and he was a really nice guy. He's really cool. And I bought the print off, and after I bought the print off, I asked him the question, hey, do you know who such and such is and where they might be? He said, no, my buddy Robbie Breed might know. So I go over to Robbie Breed's table. He's a really cool, down-to-earth guy. Got the chance to meet him, talk to him for a little while. He was really nice, really down-to-earth dude. And we were talking about, him working in L.A. and doing, storyboarding and his work with Marvel and other companies and stuff like that. And I actually have an original art piece he sent me in the mail. I'll do another video about that when that comes. But then I asked him, hey, the Battle Chasers question, and he sent me over to John Boy Myers, who, of course, I know from other than Battle Chasers. And I walk up to him, I asked him, if he wouldn't mind signing this book. And he was a little bit put off. I think I caught him right when he was packing up, so I think he was ready to get out of there. And it's not a cover he did, but I figured my buddy would appreciate it either way. So I got John Boy Myers to sign it. And again, this isn't he didn't work on the relaunch of Battle Chasers. He hasn't done any covers to my knowledge. But I got it. It's done. I'll give it to my buddy when I see him. And what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And then the buddy I actually set up with gave me a stack of books free for working with him. So I got some cool stuff. He actually gave me this while we were standing there. The Alex Ross Battle of the Planets art book. That was pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. And then a run of Thor issues that I needed. So I got Thor 158, Origin of Donald Blake as Thor. We got 192 right there. 194. We got 214, first appearance of Zor Gadjul. And then 215 is his Origin, of course. And this is, I have to keep on moving books because there's a million books. I bought a whole short box, so 237, nice little run filler there. And again, I'm almost on my Thor run, so this is nice to knock out a bunch of 25 centers, which is a big hole I had. We got 238, 240, which is first appearance of Seth in the Modern Age, and it's also first appearance of Mimir, who, if you know anything about like Norse mythology, you know, it's like I believe the uncle of Odin. And he's a big character in Norse mythology. He's not as big in the comics, but he's still there. 242. We got 243, first appearance of the Time Twisters, who are kind of like the TVA. And will they show up? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not if I'm to guess anything. But you never know. You never know. Turmoil in the Time Stream. So that's just a cool book I needed for the run. We got 247. That's an awesome cover. Early Firelord appearance there. 249. 250. Boom. 252. 253. These are all great run fillers I need for the run. 254. 266. Then I got Giant Size Thor #1. So I've got that sort of semi-annual. And I picked up these Magnus Robot Fighter. One of these is #3. Yeah, that one. And this one's like 16 or something like that. 16. And then #3 I have in backwards because it's like a basically almost a virgin pin up of the front cover. And I think it's kind of cool. So I picked that up. And then I also got, while I was there, the Phantom Stranger #14. This is that classic Len Wein story. Came out after House Secrets 92, so it's not quite a prototype of Swamp Thing, although it's often cited as. But it's a Len Wein story about a similar character. I believe they call it like the Spectre of Stalking Swamp. So that's an awesome book, classic issue from the run. So that was pretty cool. And again, it's not a prototype per se, but it came out after S692 and it's done by Len Wein. It's a very similar character. Awesome book to keep an eye out for in those back issue bins. I think the Phantom Stranger is a super overlooked series, a lot of amazing covers, and so it's just something to keep an eye out for. And then I bought off of two other people. One guy who was a buddy of mine that drove up, and me and the guy that I was vending with ended up buying his table, and but before we bought his table, I bought a couple books off of him. And the other one was the guys next to us was set up and had $5 comics. So $5 comics are always interesting. It can either be really good or really bad. Like there's another table there who had $5 books, but I would consider all of it chud dollar books. But this guy had a lot of Silver Age stuff in there, some Bronze Age stuff, some good stuff. So I picked up some stuff. A buddy of mine got like an ASM 252 out of there and some other nice keys. But I got a nice stack. I got like 30-something books. I didn't realize I actually got two of these with the Vampire. And, you know, this one's the lower grade, so I'll probably throw them in my sell bin. But Vampirella 15 is first appearance of Dracula in the Vampirella universe. And then I got a small stack of a couple of the Vampirella issues. This is just a run that I'm like quietly doing. I'm not really super focused on it, but when I see them for that cheap, I'll grab them. So, and there's some awesome covers. I always love that old Warren magazine. This I actually think another deal he gave to me. But Deadly Hands of Kung Fu #7. Awesome issue there. But back in the 5s, we had Creepy #15. This stellar Frank Frazetta cover I got to get in a bag of board. Monsters Unleashed I always forget the number of this. I want to say it's like 3 or 5 or something. Or is it 1? #3. I'm sorry, I was right. So, that classic Manta cover. It's a little water damage, a little waterlogged, so it probably needs a press or whatever. But Vampirella #83. Awesome cover there. Psycho number... let's see, is this numbered? Let's see. Probably should have looked this up before I started recording. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure which issue this is, but I love that cover. I always love those old horror magazines. And this Nightmare #19. This is a great run. I love that Creature of the Black Lagoon types cover. And then awesome back cover on all these. So the horror magazines are always an easy go for me, especially for $5. I'll do that all day. Although, funny enough, there was a couple other ones, but they either weren't as interesting to me, and I don't need to get all of them, or they were too low of a grade to warrant the $5 price tag. But there's some cool stuff in there. Then we jump over to the $5 books. Now, I got $5 books, and the guy cut me a deal on the $5 books, and he threw in a stack of dollar books as well on top of the deal he cut, which is much appreciated. So I'll show you the dollar books, actually, I guess, first. Daredevil 231 and 233. This is all part of the, Born Again story where they introduce Duke and all that. So then we got Hulk 222, just a cool issue I wanted to thumb through. We got Iron Man 281, first appearance of the War Machine armor. It's not referred to as War Machine armor, but Tony Stark does don it. It's not until later it's called the War Machine armor, and then there's another issue where Rhodes gets in the armor, and then there's another issue where Rhodes takes on the codename in West Coast Avengers as War Machine. So there's 4 War Machine keys. That's one of them. Then we got Nova number 10, a run filler issue, awesome read. ASM 330 classic Eric Larson cover. Web of Spider-Man number 70, that classic Sputter Hulk issue. All that was in their dollar bin. And then on the 5s, I got an issue of Dr. Soul-Man of the Atom that I needed. I'm getting close to finishing that out. Batman 366, first appearance of Jason Todd in the Robin costume, although he dons the costume against Batman's will in that issue. It's a little waterlogged, probably braided, press and clean, and then throw it in a bin and forget about it, I guess. Dollman number 45, Golden Age Dollman issue. It's a super low grade copy, but for $5, why not? Fear the Bull 95, cool cover, caught my eye. Hawkman number 3, this is a great run I would love to put together, but that 4 is going to be a pain to get. Number 5 and number 22. So all those is just no-brainers at $5. Aquaman number 14, again, this is another run that I'm actively trying to put together, but it's kind of tough because you don't see all the issues too often. I have some of the keys, but I have the Ocean Master and stuff like that, but I still need the Mara. I have the Black Manta. I need the Ocean Master. I need the Mara. I need the number 1, which are the other 3 main keys. Then I got Just League 103, where Phantom Stranger joins the league. And then we've got another stack of books here. Series 62 is always a low-grade copy. Second appearance of Eclipso. This book and his first appearance I always find in low grade. But for $5, why not? House Series 78, it's a cool issue that caught my eye. Then we have Submariner number 43. Again, just a cool issue, caught my eye. For $5, why not? Mystery Space number 70. This is not the Red Tornado issue, although it's very similar to that. Captain Atom number 4, right? I think so. Of course, it isn't showed on the cover because why would it? But this is Captain Atom's new costume. It's his new powers, and it is the second ever appearance of the Blue Beetle. So that's a cool little minor book. And Blue Beetle, Ted Cord, that is. Doctor Strange number 181 from that first volume. It's an easy run to put together. It's only maybe 20 issues-ish, I think. Classic Dicko, by the way. Forgot to mention that. But, as it rolls in, it's 179 or something like that. Or something like that, as I knock everything over. Is where it rolls over from the Strange Tales run. We got Captain Marvel number 33, part of the Thanos War story. Beware the Creeper number 4. I'm dropping everything for that. Dr. Soul-Man of the Atom. This is a lower grade copy, but it's one for the run, and I can finally get to reading it. Rear of the Bull number 78. Again, this is maybe not the best buy at $5, but first Copperhead. Figured I'd roll the dice. And then some House of Mysteries. We got 165, part of that Dial H for Heroes story. 171 and 173, which is the last superhero story in that line. And then it turns over into a horror series. And then I got Thor 197, another Thor issue for my run. Teen Titans number 6, little sleeper book. This is when Beast Boy meets the Titans for the first time. Captain Marvel number 8, first appearance of Cyrax, I believe, or Cybex, something like that. I think is it Cybex? I think it's Cybex, something like that. Fear number 23. one of my favorite Morbius covers of all time. Justice League of America number 64. This is first appearance of Red Tornado as Red Tornado. He has one previous appearance where he's called Twisty Tornado or Tornado Tyrant. So this first appearance is Red Tornado as Red Tornado. Second ever appearance, technically. But I consider this his first in the Justice League. And so I think that was all the fives. That was probably the best fiver I got. And then on to the last stack of books where it ends off with two pretty nice keys. So we'll run through Deadman. I got a run, actually finished out two different Deadman runs. I got 2, 3, and 4 to finish out this Deadman run. So I can actually read this one finally. And then the Modern Adams run where he did the interior, he did the covers, and he did the writing on it. So this was the embossed glow-in-the-dark cover for number 1, and then the regular. And we've got a variant for number 1. I have a number 2. I picked up a number 3, a number 4. I have a number 5, so I picked up a number 6 and finished out the whole run. And I don't think there's any other variants that I remember, but I could actually at least give it a read. It's one of the series that I feel like I would have read when it was coming out, and I was reading when it came out. So it just weirdly like eluded me. Same thing with like recently I did a whole video. I think it's out. It might not be out yet. Where I picked up like some of the Demon issues and stuff like that from the same era. Where like I would have read some other stuff like this. The other Neil Adams books he did this. He did the Ra's al Ghul versus Batman, and he did another one that I'm forgetting. But it's like that would have been no-brainers for me to read. But I don't know. Then I also got the Thor Annual number 6. This was a hot book a little while back, but I needed it for my run. It's the first time Thor meets the Guardians of the Galaxy. It is also the first Korvac cover. It's his second ever Korvac appearance, and it's Korvac's origin, so the triple key for Korvac. It's Thor's first time meeting the Guardians, and his first appearance of Brawl, who's like Korvac's like right-hand man, basically. Sorry about the cut there. But anyway, this is a not a big key, but it's got a couple of key importances to it. Either way, cool book. Then we got Power Man Iron Fist number 66, second ever Sabretooth, which is a cool little minor key there. Godzilla number 1, the sub cover. Godzilla Rules of Earth number 1, the sub cover. So my buddy Bobby is so much actually just gave that one to me. I've got some of the Rob Zombie issues that I needed for that like the Rob Zombie Spook Show International. So I've got number 3, number 4, and number 2. So I'm now done that run, and I just need to collect the variants. There's a second print for 1, 2, and 3, I believe. And then there's also a San Diego variant for number 9. And there might be 1 or 2 other variants, but those are the ones that I remember off top. So I'm at least have all the individual issues, so I just got to work on the variant covers. And then we move on to, I got FF number 74 off of them. Absolute classic cover. One of my favorite Jack Kirby covers. It's a low-grade copy, but it was basically a throw-in. So, Ragman number 1. First appearance of Ragman. Cool little... I always liked Ragman. I think he's a cool character. And the last 2 books here are some of the better buys. I got the whole week. David Finch's Psylocke number 1 of 4. This is a tough book to find. The whole series is tough. And then number 1's a nice book. So I picked that up. I'm pretty psyched about that one. And then on top of that, I finally scratched off a key I've been hunting for a while now. You might have heard me talk about it a couple of times in different videos, different posts, stuff like that. But I picked up Strange Adventures number 205. First appearance of Deadman. This is an absolute classic book. One that I think has been climbing a lot recently. So for the deal I was given, it was a no-brainer. I bought the whole stack for not even close to retail on this. So absolute no-brainer. Amazing book. I absolutely love this issue. I'm excited to have it. I gotta get it in a Mylar. Probably make my wall. Definitely gonna make the wall just because I've been looking for this one for a while now. So it's cool that going at the boss, I could finally knock this one off of my list. And I was kind of worried for a little while, like, all right, now the book's getting hot. I might not actually pick it up anytime soon. And yeah, you never know what you're going to find and what kind of deals you're going to get while you're out there hunting, So it was pretty cool to pick that one up while I was out there. Overall, was a great show. Met a lot of very cool people. Bought some cool stuff. Talked to some cool people. Cool to see, new books, new dealers, and stuff like that. And it was a good show. It was worth going out there for sure. Made some money, spent some money, had a good time. So if you want to already follow me here on Facebook and Instagram for more daily content, I just drop stuff on here every single day in the YouTube Shorts page. And then I got full videos coming up 2 to 3 times a week, or 1 to 2 times a week usually. So I do hauls, I do Connors Comics News on the Shorts feed where I talk about new announcements and stuff like that. I'm a little behind on that right now. And I also do like Spec Talk where I talk about like 5 or 10, books under one theme. I do all kinds of stuff. I do character breakdowns. I gotta put another one of those. Maybe gonna do Bizarro. I'm thinking about, excuse me. But let me know in the comments what you think, what character I should break down next. What book I picked up that you like the most? Which one of these books do you have? Stuff like that. So let me know down in the comments and everything. Is linked down in the description. The Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook group Fandoms Unleashed. All linked in the description. Until next time, peace.